you have the green screen. Okay, you could use these videos down here in audio, please. I'm going to rearrange this to make it look a little bit better in a second. But green screen, okay. Download a green screen effect that you like, okay, whichever one you want. Now, if one doesn't pop up, let me know. Why is Loki in purple? Well, when you green screen, you take away the color green from that video clip. So his clothes would actually have transparencies. This is actually a blue tint on them. Just keep that in mind, okay? So we got a lot of stuff going on there. I've already downloaded a couple here that I'm going to put in the drive anyways. So actually, let me just do a couple things. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. So Pexels is where we've been getting a lot of different video clips. Go here, go video. Okay. So I'm going to put park because I got a portal, so it looks kind of cool. So I'm going to go just, what is this one doing? Don't know. Play with that. Okay, it's on videos. Video. There we go. Okay, so now comes an interesting thing. So this one was on Pexabay. Okay, so I started playing with it the other day. Pexabay. Okay. Pexabay is another great website for sound effects. If you do music, video, etc., make sure it's clean. Because you can put in music and be like, Dr. Dre, clean. Nothing's there. Okay. But if you do anything, make sure it's clean. Alright. Sound effects though. So let's say you want to hear thunder. Play it. A little loud. Or this one. Okay. Or you could go up here and go portal. Let's see what that does. Ooh. Ooh. Kind of like that one. I'm going to download that one. So see it downloads. Okay. We're not doing any of this for profit, so that's the upside of this too. See, it's in there. Cool. Okay. Cool. So I got my clips, got my wolf, got my green screen. Okay. So we're going to go into Premiere Pro. All right. And remember, this is kind of where it gets a little bit more, But what you can do is this. If it ever opens, there we go. You could do the week one projects just like so. Okay, so new project. So let's go your name and project. Create. So then I'm going to go file, import, desktop. Start off with this one. Okay. So remember, let's level this one we're going to delete anyways. So just keep that in mind. So it could just be right there. Razor, cut that first part, clear it, delete. Okay. So I got that all set. Cool. So now what I'm going to do is go File, Import, and Downloads. Let's start off with this old guy. Walking along. Notice there is no audio. That's fine. Okay. So the other thing too is, let's see. So I don't need all this. I just need like right about there. So I'm going to cut it. Then delete that part. Delete that part from the timeline. Okay. Good. And import. Let's see what this one does. See how there's no audio? That's fine. So this is going to play for a hot second. So I'd say 15 seconds. If there's nothing going on, cut it down to like 15 seconds, all right? Delete. Lock this. Get rid of all that audio. Boom. Boom. Okay. Okay. Then my last little bit, this is where I'm going to have the meat of my story. Okay. Pull this one in. And once again, there is no audio. I'm just going to lock that in. It's fine. Boom. Okay. Now I got a couple of choices. See how the leaves are falling? That's what I want. Okay. So what I'm going to actually do I have any music saved on this? Ooh, I do. So it could be any music sampling if you want. Just going to put that at the beginning of this. Okay. And cut it to the clip. Boom. Boom. Delete. And the thing is remember, transitions are like the shadows. Okay, so this is all review of what we did last week. Okay, so dissolve. Let's do film dissolve. Okay. So let me click on that one, put it at the center of cut. Go over to this one. That's fine. And this one, I'm just going to put it at the center of the cut. Okay. So let me press play. See how it's already spiking? Too high. So level. Let's bring that down. Under 18. So your intended viewer needs to have that out. So watch. That's fine. Okay. So everything looks good. Notice this big bulk of the clip is at the end. Okay. So you could do this. You could do what you did this week all in one class period. That's one. Okay. The next class period, you could work on the next part. So I'm going to export media. Okay. So let's, I did a lot of effects, so I got to select it all. Now go File, Export, Media. Now it goes, see? So now I'm going to put, this was part 1. Desktop, 1080 HD, export. Give it a second. So what I'm going to do is, because think of this as you want to really cut down on everything. So I got rid of all the original audio clips. I got rid of a lot of stuff, put in some transitions, and it's still under 2 minutes. Okay. Try to keep it under 2 minutes. If you have still video for longer than like a minute, that's too long. The viewer is going to be like, what am I, this is boring, you know? So you got to cut that down. All right. So that one kind of went fast. This is the review of what we did during week 1 of the intro. Okay. Week 2 will start right now. Okay. So let it export, close it. No. Okay. So that's part 1. I don't need that anymore. Okay. I'm going to leave it there for the sake of sanity. Go and delete what's on the desktop. Boop. Then coming over to here. Now, if you want to, you could delete those. I'm going to save those there just because I'm going to probably do this demo again on Monday. Okay. So the other thing too is remember, go into Documents, Adobe, Premiere Pro. Delete this. Boom. Delete. Delete the autosaves. There are no autosaves. Even better, okay? So now I'm going to go back into Premiere Pro. Okay, so remember, this is like when you edit text. So dealing with that layer 1 and layer 2 is critical, okay? So this I'm going to part 2. Enter. Okay, so I'm going to go File, import desktop. This is part 1. So I'm going to import that. Now if you notice, the transitions are gone and everything else is gone. The audio is pretty darn good. Okay. So remember, I got the old guy in the park, got the trees. This is where it starts. Now what I'm going to do is this. So I got it queued up. I'm going to go File, Import, Doctor Strange Portal. Okay. So I'm going to pull this in and put it right at the beginning of the clip. If you notice, there is no audio, so I'm going to lock the portal in. Okay. Delete. So this is what it's going to look like. Okay. So that's one version of the portal. I've given you actually 2. See how it's in blue. So we'll see which one we like. So right about here, where it goes blue, I'm going to make a cut. Okay. So cut that part. Let me zoom in on this. Okay, so let me move over the green screen. And then this part, I'm going to go until it goes blue. Okay. So what I'm going to do is cut this little section here. Not every clip will have green and blue, so keep that in mind. I'm just doing some housekeeping there. Okay, so let's go back over to the green screen. Let's start before any effects are on when it's just green. Okay, so let's go to the drop down arrows, effects. To get rid of the green screen effect, you need to make sure this top box is on effects control. Remember, we've gone through transitions. Now we're going to go to video effects. When you open up any of these folders, I say do one at a time. Go into here and pull this down. Okay. Video effects are still at the top, but keying is key. Okay. So I'm going to drop that down. Now, if you notice, alpha adjust, color key, luma key, track mate key, ultra key. Okay. Notice nothing happens. You got to drag this onto that layer. Make sure you're on the right layer. Ooh, look at all that. Look at all that jazz. Okay. So your key is this. Ultra key basically is going to make it so then you can alter the key. These are now basically where it's like you're unlocking the layer basically, right? Notice the layer is unlocked, but this is the key to that lock. You have control over this. So this is the eyedrop tool, just like in Photoshop and Illustrator. So I got to key it, tell it I want the color green. Press play. It's pretty darn good. If you notice there's still some green fringe around there, that's okay. Okay. So what I could do is go here, matte generator. I could play with it and change all that, but let's keep it simple. I could also go over here to this blue. Okay. Pull the Ultra key onto this one and eyedrop tool blue. Press play. Me personally, I like the pink one. So you either have the yellow portal, pink portal. So let me get rid of the yellow one. I kind of like that one more. Okay. So let me move it back. Now, with this, you could also click on the effect layer, make it go bigger if you want to. Okay. I would caution you about going smaller though, because sometimes you will see this frame. So see, this is actually a really good green screen effect. We really did do a good roto brush on it in After Effects. So right about there is how big the portal gets. And right there is pretty nice. Okay. So right there is fine. Now, depending on the green screen effect, you do not have to have something, you don't have to do multiple ones. Okay. You could do one green screen and that's it. Now what I'm going to do is go import. Remember, I downloaded that portal sound. So I'm going to open that, bring this in right under here. Okay. So let's press, let me mute the audio. Press play. Ooh. Okay. Once again, got to level that clip. So I got to go to, it could be either one. Level, bring that down. Okay. Not bad. See how the portal's gone? So I want to cut the audio there and delete that. Okay. There we go. So remember, video 2 layer and video 1 layer is what we're playing with this week, okay? So depending on how you want to do the effects, it's up to you. If you notice, I gave myself a ton of extra room. It's looking good so far. Then a portal opens up. So right here, the original audio is too loud over the portal. So I could cut that and sample this track. Okay, let's go to music. Let's turn down that clip a lot so we could hear the portal. Let's play that again. And that's fine. Now, depending on what green screen effect you use, that's all you need. Okay. So remember, I got 1, 2, 3 clips. So right here, I don't need all this extra jazz. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of that. Try to keep it under a minute. Make sure it's interesting, okay? Otherwise, your viewer's going to click off. But that's basically what we're doing in a nutshell, okay? That's what we're doing. This is part 2. So then I'd go File, Export, Export Media. And then I'd put part 2. Okay. There we go. Export. Might as well just export it there. Okay. So basically, part 1 is what we did last week during the intro session. Part 2 is where you add a green screen effect and sound effects if you want. Okay. Remember too, my big thing is I don't really care too much about this part. That's just adding that extra little polish that's going to edge you out of someone else. Big thing is the effects we're using this week is Ultra Key. Okay. So Ultra. I'll get that one going in just a second. Okay. So that's all we got. All right. I'm going to start exporting my own